Hello everyone, my name is Rich from Deep Groove Mono and this is Record Collector Confessions. New background. This week, bought one record. This is actually the third time that I'm buying the 2014 Music Matters reissue of Blue Train. Don't have a love-hate relationship with that record, but I bought a copy like right after it came out in like 2014, 2015. It was like whatever it was on the Music Matters website. I mean, I think it might have been $30. At some point, I bought an original pressing of Blue Train and decided I didn't need the Music Matters version anymore. So I sold my first Music Matters copy. Then over time I decided that I missed the Music Matters version, the mastering of it, so I bought it back. At that time it was more expensive. I had sold mine for like $75 or something like that, and then I bought it back for like $100. I think the truth is I just kept changing my mind of which one I liked or which one I wanted. Or my black and white perfectionist thinking makes me think I can only have one copy of an album. That's something else that I've gotten over too, as I'm comfortable having more than one version of a record. But at that time it was like going back and forth. Do I like the original pressing or do I like the reissue? You know, I couldn't decide, I guess. So, and then I recorded a high-res needle drop of the Music Matters because I was just like, well, I mean, I figured I just wanted to have the liner notes in some shape or form, and if I had the original pressing, I don't need to have the actual physical Music Matters copy. I'm fine with a needle drop of it. So I sold the second Music Matters copy and I still had the original pressing. Late 2019, I bought some original pressings, some expensive original Blue Notes, and I just felt a little dissatisfied. At this point, you guys know how often in the past I've been dissatisfied with records. At that time, I think I also decided that I didn't really feel like I felt good about how much money I spent on my original pressing of Blue Train. So I got rid of that. So for quite a while now, I've had no copy of it. I've had the needle drop of both the original pressing and the Music Matters. I just like the idea of having a copy of it. If it's CD or vinyl, original or reissue, I just like having a copy so I can have the album art, the liner notes, that kind of stuff. So my friend recently told me he was getting rid of some audiophile reissues, and he told me that he had Blue Train, and I was so excited because I've been looking at the prices of these damn records online for over a year now, and I'm just tired of seeing copies of this record selling for over $100. Anyways, my friend told me he was going to sell it to me not for $125, not for $150, not for $200, and you know, at first I was kind of like, come on, man. You know, you want to charge me more than retail for this? You bought it for 40 bucks and you want to charge me more? But after I waited a week and I thought about it, and I was like, the reality is I'm never going to get it for the price that he wants to give it to me for unless they start repressing it. So after thinking about it for a week, I was just like, all right, fine, you can have the money. So anyways, it'll be nice to have it on my shelf. And the other nice thing about having the actual record, even though I'm content with just listening to the high-res needle drop, often when I have friends over for record collector meetups, we, you know, it's a nice ritual to be able to throw the record on, you know. It's funny, I've always thought about collector meetups and how silly it would be. It just kind of seems kind of silly to think that we're all going to sit around and listen to like a digital file. That just never really made sense to me. So for like social listening, I think vinyl is like kind of the only way to go. I mean, even putting a CD in is still kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't make as much sense in terms of like the ritual of listening with friends. I was hoping that my videos would maybe cause collectors to reflect for themselves on their own collecting habits and preferences, and maybe influence other collectors to find a way to enjoy their collecting more. Like I said, I feel like a lot of collectors, they like to present themselves as being very happy as collectors, but I wonder if other collectors are more like me in reality, where they struggle with it a little bit. You know, how much they spend, how much they accumulate, how often they would prefer to just sit and look at the computer and shop for records than actually use their records and listen to them. With all of that positive projection from other people, it's always kind of made me feel a little isolated. So it's nice to hear other people say, you know, I can relate. A couple comments made me realize that some people might misinterpret my videos as like a cry for help or something, or like I'm really sad and depressed about collecting and I want to enjoy it and I need help or I need advice, and that's not the case. Anyways, to those of you who have been, you know, supportive and maybe told me that it made you think for yourself about, you know, your own collecting habits and preferences, I think that's great. And then if you share your own preferences or habits with me, and they're the same, or if they're not, you know, I think that's awesome. As things come up, I'd like to talk about them. I'd like to discuss them. I don't like the idea of like saying I am going to talk about this topic this week. That just doesn't feel natural. It feels forced. It feels like work. So I think I'm just gonna continue to riff on things that have happened to me in the past week, and we'll see where it takes us. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.